Hi everyone, welcome to my review of Burn After Reading from 2008, directed by the Coen brothers. And yes, we are back once again to talk about these legendary individuals and these filmmakers, the Coens, of course. This film here is very, very interesting, very unique film from them. And yeah, I watched it over a month ago now, and I wanted to just simply log my thoughts. And this won't be a massive review, in that sense. And it won't have any spoilers. So yes, it's kind of a surprise there. Usually I'm saying the opposite, and not this time round. I want to give a brief review, perhaps in comparison to my other ones, and just simply give a general, talking on my experience with the film, and just yes, what I think of the film. A very unique one, I must say that. But certainly a film that's not perhaps a loved film overall from these guys, and of course I've said a few things about the Coens before. They are some of my favourite filmmakers. When they're at their best, they're just masters, really, and they've made some of my favourite films, quite a few of them, and they are real just masterful writers, directors, and this is written, directed and edited by them, and it's just really, it is a Coen's brothers film. This, it really feels like that. It's very quirky and a very particular type of comedy, but this one, again, I didn't have perhaps based on other people's opinions, which I don't always go by, but it's not like this is hailed as a really good film or a great film. Mostly it's usually perhaps near the bottom, if not at the bottom of the rankings, of the Coen's work, and in that sense, yeah, I just wanted to see this film and see what I come to my own kind of conclusion, and I was very intrigued by it though. It's very, it seemed like a very interesting film. Obviously the cast, massive cast here. Frances McDormand, Brad Pitt, of course, and Richard Jenkins is in this film. J.K. Simmons. You've got George Clooney, the list goes on, Tilda Swinton, wow, and of course John Malkovich, who is essentially the protagonist, if there is one, of the film, and he's the initial character that kind of we follow, this CIA analyst who effectively quits his job after being you could say goaded. He's questioned, about his drinking problem, perhaps, and but he is the one that quits, and yes, essentially, he starts to write, and of course his memoirs, effectively are stumbled upon by these these characters, these gym employees, Brad Pitt, Frances McDormand, and Richard Jenkins. Jenkins plays Ted. You have Chad, played by Brad Pitt, who is probably my favourite character in the film, and yes, Frances McDormand playing Linda, and all very interesting characters here, and they're in this gym, and some very charming scenes, and they stumble upon this on a computer, and these memoirs, and they think there's more to this, and of course they kind of they assume that they've stumbled upon this kind of top secret, you could say significant findings, and they start blackmailing, of course, and it all goes from there. I'm not going to get into the plot too much because it would be spoilers, but that is the initial kind of story beats, and different characters as well. Harry, played by George Clooney, he's effectively there's kind of relations between a variety of different characters in this film. There's kind of everyone kind of you could say is connected in this film, and there's a kind of this kind of branching off, this kind of tapestry of relationships in this film, and also you have the sense of these characters are kind of cheating on each other, and kind of doing something kind of behind one another's back, and all this going on, there's a tension to it. There's the kind of sense that this betrayal that's going on, and it all kind of it all unfolds in a very, very unique way, and that's the kind of the basic kind of idea of what's going on here. It's a kind of a thriller, crime thriller, but of course it is no doubt first and foremost a comedy. It really, really is a hilarious film, and what are my thoughts on this film? Again, not an acclaimed film too much. Don't know about the box office. It's got some awards, but it isn't really this kind of loved Coen Brothers film, and I was very intrigued by it What did I think? Well, I must say I loved this film. I absolutely loved it, and I think it's a great film. So there you go. Really, I find this to be underappreciated actually. Just like, for example, The Lady Killers. I found that to be, a film that perhaps isn't really talked about. And maybe isn't well regarded really, and it's kind of brushed away. In terms of their filmography. But just like that film, and even more so actually, this film is just very very much I find to be underappreciated, and it really surprised me. This one, I absolutely loved it. I think the comedy in this, is perfectly balanced at times with the drama, and I did, in the end, I was quite moved actually by this film, and uplifted, and just kind of, comforted. It's a very very comforting film. This, without spoiling too much, there are very very surprising moments. And it kind of appears to be at times a particular film, and then it kind of opens up, and it starts to kind of unravel, and I was kind of more and more immersed in the film, and by the end of it, the kind of the last few scenes, I just kind of thought, wow, that was quite special actually, that film, and since I've been thinking on it, over the last variety of weeks, of course, it's been over a month, quite a while actually since I saw this, but I didn't get around to reviewing it, right after. But yes, having thought on this film, over that time, it's just grown on me more and more, and I think, I've really, soon after I realised I loved it, I just thought, wow, it's a really great film actually, and the writing in this film is just so. At times, it's genius. It really, really is. Very interesting commentary as well, and a satire really, on government, and I think paranoia as well. I think the randomness, of humans. You could say, it's very. It kind of celebrates randomness, chaos, but really, it's very much. A film that is more of a comedy, and satirizes this, and just very very interesting film, but it's really just so instantly lovable really, once it kind of starts to the first kind of 10 minutes or so, once it starts to kind of unravel, and it kind of opens up, it really is just such a lovable film, and this characters, of course, Chad, is a particular standout, and of course Brad Pitt is one of my favourite, certainly modern actors. He's a legend to me, and I think once again, this is just a genius comedic performance by Brad Pitt. Once again, he just stole the show, you could say. But John Malkovich, he as Osborne, this, as we know, we've discussed, this ex-CIA analyst, he is just legendary in this film. John Malkovich gives one of his most, I think, delightful performances. He's hilarious in this film. So funny, and, just the outbursts throughout the film. And of course, again, without ruining too much, there's a scene with him in a car, and, that's all I'll say. But just hilarious sequence there, and just the way he is in this film. His character of Osborne. Again, this capturing this kind of randomness, unpredictability of particular individuals, humanity, in a very bizarre way. It's kind of celebrating, bizarreness, and just randomness, and strangeness. It's really really interesting film, this, but I think the Coens managed to really control their tone. There's a lot of things going on at times, intertwining of different storylines, and you could say the structure is very very different as well, but once again, after seeing the entire film, it really, you look back on it, I kind of thought, wow, the structure is very very interesting, and it really really works. It's such an interesting film. I think just seeing these characters interacting is just, it's priceless. It really really is. I love the locations in this film, the way the film is shot, wonderful. The editing as well, so great, and just really, for example, placing big moments, reveals, and events in the right moments to really convey the themes that are kind of explored in this film, and also just particular emotions, catching you off guard. A very kind of surprising film in its characters, in in its structure, and just considering the tone at some points, it really surprises you, but it doesn't go all over the place. It's very much controlled and very precise at times, and I think the Coens clearly had a vision here, and I think just it really it was executed so well. I really I love seeing this. When a filmmaker has a very unique vision, they just really go to town on this. They commit, and they just kind of stick to their guns in that sense. I really love this film for that, just the boldness. Also, just in the sense, it's very relaxing. You could say, it's so charming, this film, but it's got kind of a relaxed feeling, in the way the film progresses, and it does turn a bit, more. More things happen that are big. You could say, in the kind of second half of the film, and you have that big moment, which I won't at all try to describe, but that one caught me off guard. It's a very shocking moment, and or sequence, and I think just it's one of them wowing moments really in their whole career. I think it's just one of the most insane sequences. But this film, it's very strange. But I really loved that about the film. I think it's a very quirky film. And some would not like that. On this occasion, I personally did. I loved the film. I loved the characters. Linda and Ted as well. Their interactions. Very emotional film. In places actually as well, and just so charming. This so warm and fuzzy. Got these really nice feelings, at times in this film, and in the end, the way it culminates is just so, I think, so well realised, actually, and it's a really surprising film. Tilda Swinton as well, is great in the film as Katie, and she's so funny as well at times in interactions early on, especially. But John Malkovich, Brad Pitt, and all these cast members, these legends, especially Brad Pitt for me, just so on point. The performances, the characters, that's what really keeps this so entertaining. It's a hilarious film. It's very precise at times, but it feels as well very loose, naturally, very kind of laid back, and it's a very kind of comforting film in that sense. I love the way, as I say, the film is shot. Lebesky is once again in the chair, cinematographer, and he once again kind of aids the visual storytelling, and it's just a wonderfully shot film. As I say, the editing, the way the film is told, it's just so engaging. I think it's just so investing in this film. I was always invested in the characters, wanting to know what would happen next, and just wanting to know more about the characters. Once the film ended as well, wanting to kind of learn more about these characters, their pasts. But you get so much exposition at first as well, and it's very much a kind of, adds a kind of a weight to these characters. It's a light film at times, very much a comedy, of course, but it's just also got this weight to particular characters, and this kind of oddly emotional, kind of resonance as well, despite the kind of offbeat tone, you could say. But it's just such a great film, this, and there are some things. I think this isn't quite a masterpiece to me. It's not a kind of top tier Coen Brothers film, but personally, I think this is a great one, and I just love this film, watching this, seeing it unfold, and just absorbing the emotions, the visual moments, just the characters, and just letting this strange but fascinating narrative unfold, and just a hilarious film, a really great comedy, I feel, and just it just uplifted me. It kind of really warmed the day up, and it's just after seeing it, I think I was just very much kind of wowed in places by this, and really surprising film. So in that sense, I love it. I think, should you watch this film, or would I recommend this film? Absolutely. I think just this is not a film you could describe as a film like other Coen Brothers films. It may not be what you're looking for in that sense, but despite being very different, it feels in terms of the comedy like a Coen's film, and very much, they know how to do their comedy most of the time, and just very, very engaging as well in the writing, and that's one of the things that stands out. The script is so sharp, so witty, full of subtext, and there's a lot more going on here that you would first see maybe, but it's a film in that sense as well that I look forward to watching again. It's a film that I really, really loved, and again, very comforting, and I can't wait to see this again. It's a very, very kind of light film at times, but it has, as I say, got that weight to it. A real charming film, this, very unique and just really visionary film. And yes, my final rating for this film for Burn After Reading is a 90%. A highly, highly enjoyable film. I love this film personally. I think certainly a film that I'd recommend to anyone, actually, just to see what you think of it. Give it a go. I would say it's a film that I can't say maybe not everyone will love. It doesn't seem that way anyway at the moment. But yes, certainly a film you could say that's maybe I find underappreciated. In their filmography. Maybe one that is just a bit under the radar. As I say, it did do well at the box office quite a bit, and it is praised in some circles, but I find it to be a really, really surprising film. A kind of unique, kind of quirky, film that really, really warmed the heart. And I loved, Francis McDormand, as always, of course, and Brad Pitt, Richard Jenkins, John Malkovich, especially these characters, these actors, just so enjoyable here. And yes, the kind of scenes in the gym, a few of the characters are so enjoyable. Just a really lovable film, this, in many, many sequences. And it's a shocking film. It's a kind of really atmospheric film at times, but it has this light, easygoing feeling at times. It's a very... also, I love films that kind of have different storylines, you could say, intertwining, different characters connected, but kind of telling, telling a story with multiple stories. That's what I love, at times, and this is certainly an effective one, in that sense, and just really great comedy, and just drama, thriller, crime film, and very surprising film, but really such a comforting film. It feels like I've always kind of known it, and that's a great sign. And yes, 90% from me, is a very, very high score. Not a film perhaps that is a masterpiece, that kind of goes to that level, but I really can't, I don't have too many issues with the film. It's just, yes, it doesn't quite go to that level, but a great film for me. I think it really is such an enjoyable work, and I can't wait to watch it again, as I say. And it's been obviously over a month since I saw this, but really just sticking with me. The kind of experience I had, surprising experience, and but relatable characters. You can kind of see their motivations, and the kind of the way they act. Though it's kind of celebrating, as I say, randomness, and it's just in that sense oddly charming, and just really, really warm film. This, and I loved it. It's very, very much a visionary piece, so well directed, and just spot on at times with the comedy and the blending, with the drama. And yes, I really recommend this film. And just another Coen's film that I love. These guys, they are legends. And as I say, I wanted to just log my thoughts on this and give a brief review with no spoilers this time round. But who knows? In the future, I could give a kind of lengthy spoilers review, and with that, we'll wrap up. Of course, as well, behind me is Fargo. I watched that again a few weeks ago, and I can't wait to review that. Of course, that is a really that is a loved Coen's film, and yes, I have my own thoughts on that. That's obviously a film that I've said before I love, and hopefully I can get a review up of that as well very, very soon. I look forward to that, and of course, just exploring all of these guys' works. The Coens to me are legends, and they're just masters when they're at their best, and that's quite a few occasions. These guys have made quite a few masterpieces, in my opinion, and yes, this film here is another great one, in my opinion. But what do you think? Have you seen this film? If not, I'd really recommend it. And then we can discuss as well in the comments if you've seen this film. So yes, as always, take care, and yes, thanks for watching.